Well, folks, Toronto City Hall has done it again. They are foisting this, what's soon to be a shelter for 50, heaven knows what kind of individuals, on a quiet neighborhood in west of Bathurst Street in Toronto. It's a story that keeps repeating itself and repeating itself, not just in Toronto, but across the country. You've got the combination of drug-addicted people fueled by safe injection sites that turn them out into the street looking for shelter, plus a sanctuary city that takes in far too many illegal migrants that they can't house. And this is what happens. This shelter was supposed to open last November. It's to be operated by St. Felix Centre, which doesn't exactly have the best reputation in Toronto, having operated a shelter at Queen and Augusta Streets, whose occupants terrorized the neighborhood for years. I saw them. I was down there. I did stories on it. They also operate a shelter in Liberty Village in Toronto, which also has terrorized the neighborhood. I saw that and did stories on it. Now they're set to open a shelter just feet, just meters from a safe injection site. And you know what's going to happen. There'll be cross-pollination between the two. The residents in the neighborhood were just caught totally by surprise, and they are angry, upset, worried about what's going to happen to what has been a relatively safe neighborhood until the safe injection site came in.
Well, I'm perfectly stunned. So last summer, we were meeting with Angela Robinson, the director of the safe injection site, about our concerns about how things were getting really bad. We had a meeting with her, and then just a few days later, I found out that they were going to put a homeless shelter here, and I just was stunned because you have a safe injection site, you have a school, you have a homeless shelter, you have this wonderful, vibrant, eclectic, gritty, yeah, but we like that neighborhood, and to me it just didn't make sense.
And we knew nothing about this. Councillor Ausma Malik had not let us know about this project. We learned about it through a rumor. We've been trying to get answers from the City of Toronto, and they won't talk to us.
This shelter is going to cost upwards of $880,000 per user for 10 years. 4.4 million. Obscene numbers, absolutely obscene numbers.
It is a lot of money, and money that could have been spent on supportive housing perhaps, but it's where it's located. So there is no outdoor space at all. It's surrounded by laneways and asphalt. There's nowhere for anyone to go during the day. People are homeless, so there's nowhere for anyone to go. There's no programming in the building that we're aware of. It's an unbelievably surreal, ridiculous situation. We all just walk around going, anybody who comes into the neighborhood looks at the building and they go, "You're putting a shelter there? Whose idea was that?" That's what they say to us.
Lois Dilbert lives right near the safe injection site and has seen personally the fallout, the chaos, the mayhem of that safe injection site. One can only wonder what's going to happen when this shelter opens.
I sit in my backyard, people either having a psychotic break or high come down the laneway, aggressive behavior, defecation in the laneway, paraphernalia. It's horrible, daily.
Emile planted a beautiful garden on Adelaide Street. He fears the garden will not last once the shelter opens.
I think they'll relieve themselves in the garden and any other place because there won't be any outdoor facilities for them. And garbage will be thrown. They'll be walking through it. They'll be sleeping in it. They'll be passed out, as we can see at the safe injection site, where they're passed out in the lane right next to the safe injection site, which is a community health clinic. It's so ironic. It's frustrating and it angers me that our city and the councillor for this particular riding totally disregards the community's concerns and has totally ignored our concerns.
It's yet another story of City Hall using its muscle to foist an expensive, obscenely expensive shelter on an unsuspecting neighborhood. I've covered many such stories and it never changes, and it's gotten worse under the stewardship of Olivia Chow and her deputy mayor, Ausma Malik, who represents this neighborhood and couldn't give a hoot what happens to these residents. For True North, I'm Sue Ann Levy.